Lamar Jackson's frustration after Ravens' heartbreaking loss. Tired of this ****. The Baltimore Ravens' heartbreaking playoff exit on Sunday night left quarterback Lamar Jackson visibly frustrated and on the verge of snapping. After a 27-25 loss to the Buffalo Bills, Jackson could hardly contain his disappointment as he spoke with the media. Slapping his hands together, trying to shake off the frustration that had clearly built up throughout the game. "I tried to squeeze the ball. It slipped, smack, out of my hand," Jackson explained, his tone full of raw emotion. "This game, the turnovers, we can't have that ****, he continued. "It's hold on to the fingball. I'm sorry for my language. But this is annoying. I'm tired of this ****. Jackson's outburst wasn't just a moment of anger. It was the culmination of an exhausting game full of missed opportunities and costly mistakes that ultimately led to the Ravens' exit from the postseason. And despite his 2 turnovers, which contributed to the loss, Jackson stood by his teammates, including tight end Mark Andrews, who dropped a critical 2-point conversion late in the fourth quarter. A game of mistakes and missed opportunities. The Ravens' playoff game against the Bills was a rollercoaster of emotions. Baltimore committed multiple turnovers, an interception, a fumble, and a rare drop by Andrews that could have tied the game. To make matters worse, they couldn't capitalize on several opportunities when they had the momentum. There was even a fumble recovery by Von Miller that gave Buffalo extra yardage and set them up for points. Despite these setbacks, the Ravens kept fighting. Jackson, however, found redemption in the final minutes. With the game on the line, he led Baltimore on a brilliant 88-yard drive, capped off by a stunning 24-yard touchdown pass that had the Bills' home crowd in shock. But just when it seemed like the Ravens were about to pull off the comeback, disaster struck. Andrews dropped the potential game-tying 2-point conversion. The agony of that moment was felt by Ravens fans and players alike. Jackson defends Andrews. "I'm just as hurt as Mark." While Jackson had his own mistakes to answer for, he made it clear that he wasn't going to blame Andrews for the dropped pass. In fact, he called out his own errors, taking responsibility for the turnovers that put the Ravens in a difficult position. "We're a team," Jackson said after the game. First half I had 2 costly turnovers. Me not holding the safety. Me just knowing the coverage and me knowing it was man. Through a B.S. interception." Jackson was quick to defend his tight end, emphasizing that Andrews has been a key contributor for the team all season. "Mark has been busting his behind. He's making plays happen out there on that field for us," Jackson said. "He came up short, but that's not what lost us the game. We lost because of the turnovers. That's on all of us." The Ravens' playoff struggles continue. Despite Jackson's leadership and resilience, this loss was another chapter in the ongoing story of his playoff struggles. Jackson is now 3-5 in the postseason, a record that has often been pointed to by critics when discussing his legacy. And while this loss won't be pinned entirely on Jackson's shoulders, the fact remains that it's another year the Ravens fall short of a Super Bowl berth. Head coach John Harbaugh echoed Jackson's sentiment, calling it a team loss. He reminded everyone that the Ravens had been one of the best teams in the league at protecting the ball during the regular season. But in this game, they failed to do so when it mattered most. "It's football," Harbaugh said. "This is how football works. If you want to draw some big cosmic thread, you draw it for every single team in the league except the team that wins. It's tough to win playoff games. It's tough to get in the playoffs. Then you've got to stack 4 playoff wins to win a championship." This loss brings the Ravens' postseason journey to an end and leaves them once again questioning what it will take to finally break through and get to the Super Bowl. For Jackson, the frustration of coming so close yet falling short has become all too familiar. The Ravens' future. What's next? As for what comes next for the Ravens, Jackson and the team will have to regroup after yet another heartbreaking loss. With Jackson under center, Baltimore has been close in each of their playoff appearances, but they've never managed to get over the hump. This offseason, the Ravens made moves to ease some of the burden on Jackson by adding star running back Derrick Henry to their roster. The hope was that this would take some pressure off of Jackson and make the offense more balanced. But with another disappointing playoff loss, the question now becomes, what more do the Ravens need to get over the hump? The road ahead will be difficult. It's clear that Jackson needs to continue evolving. But so do his teammates. The Ravens' fate in the postseason will depend on a combination of individual growth, team cohesion, and, most importantly, holding onto the ball when it matters most. As Jackson himself said after the loss, "I'm tired of being right there. We need to punch it in. We need to punch in that ticket." The Ravens, like Jackson, are tired of coming so close but never sealing the deal. Whether they can finally break through next season remains to be seen. But one thing is for sure, Jackson and the Ravens are determined to come back stronger. Josh Allen and the Bills edge past Ravens, a rollercoaster to the AFC Championship. What's the only thing more dramatic than a Hollywood thriller? Try the Buffalo Bills' heart-stopping, edge-of-your-seat victory over the Baltimore Ravens to secure their spot in the AFC Championship game. With jaw-dropping plays, costly turnovers, and a nail-biting finish, this game had everything, including a shocking drop that left Ravens fans speechless. Stick around as we break down all the action, the drama, and what's next for Buffalo as they chase their Super Bowl dreams. The bitter pill for Baltimore. The Ravens were oh so close to forcing overtime. With just 1:33 left on the clock, Lamar Jackson threw a pinpoint pass to tight end Mark Andrews for a game-tying 2-point conversion. But then came the moment no one saw coming. Andrews, one of the most reliable hands in the league, dropped it. That's right, dropped it. The ball slipped through his fingers like a bar of soap, sealing Baltimore's fate and sending Buffalo fans into an uproar of jubilation. Talk about a twist ending. For Buffalo, this wasn't about an extraordinary defensive stand or a heroic play. It was sheer luck, and they're not apologizing for it. Sometimes, the football gods smile on you. And this time, they blessed the Bills. Playoff heartbreaks. Bills edition. The Bills know all too well what it feels like to be on the wrong side of playoff heartbreak. Remember the infamous 13 seconds game against the Chiefs? Or the missed kick, wide right, that still haunts fans? Buffalo has been through the ringer. But this time, fortune turned in their favor. Now, they're set for another showdown with their playoff nemesis, the Kansas City Chiefs. Can they finally break the curse? A team effort on both sides of the ball. While Josh Allen didn't light up the scoreboard like he usually does, his teammates stepped up when it mattered most. Allen's 127 passing yards might not sound like MVP numbers, but his leadership and clutch plays kept the Bills on track. Meanwhile, Buffalo's defense and running game took center stage, proving they can win even when their superstar quarterback isn't at his best. The Bills' defense made life difficult for Lamar Jackson, forcing 2 critical turnovers early on. Taylor Rapp snagged a rare Jackson interception, and Von Miller turned a fumble into a 39-yard return, setting up a touchdown. These momentum-shifting plays helped the Bills take a commanding 21-10 lead by halftime. The comeback that almost was. The Ravens didn't go down without a fight. They clawed their way back in the second half, led by a resurgent Derrick Henry, who bulldozed his way into the end zone. A failed 2-point conversion kept the Bills ahead, but Baltimore was closing in. When Terrell Bernard forced a fumble from Andrews, it seemed like the Bills had the game locked up. A clock-draining drive capped with a Tyler Bass field goal extended their lead to 27-19. But the Ravens weren't done yet. Jackson, showing off his trademark mobility, connected with Tylan Wallace and Mark Andrews for big gains. With just over a minute left, he fired a strike to Isaiah Likely for a touchdown, setting the stage for that infamous 2-point attempt. The drop heard round the NFL. All eyes were on Jackson and Andrews for the 2-point conversion. Jackson rolled to his right, buying time as Andrews broke free. The pass was on target. The crowd held its breath. And then, the drop. Andrews, a perennial Pro Bowler, couldn't hang on. The ball hit the turf, and the Bills' sideline erupted in celebration. Ravens fans, meanwhile, could only stare in disbelief. Looking ahead, Bills vs. Chiefs. With this win, the Bills have earned another crack at the Kansas City Chiefs. Buffalo's playoff struggles against Kansas City are well documented. But could this finally be their year? With a defense firing on all cylinders and Josh Allen's ability to shine in clutch moments, the Bills might just have what it takes to dethrone Patrick Mahomes and company. And let's not forget, Buffalo hasn't been to the Super Bowl in 31 years. Could this be the team to end that drought? Final thoughts. This game had everything: drama, tension, and a finish that will be remembered for years to come. The Bills are moving on, and their fans are dreaming big. As for the Ravens, they'll spend the offseason wondering what might have been. So, what do you think? Are the Bills destined for the Super Bowl? Can they finally conquer the Chiefs? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more epic NFL content.